Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Box Score Sports YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ryan, and what we are doing is we are going to be previewing every single NBA team to celebrate tip-off week in the NBA. We're going to have videos of every team's, hopefully 10 minutes or less, of our favorite moves, least favorite moves. We're going to talk about questions, concerns. We're going to predict whether they're a playoff team, a contender, a lottery team, or a play-in team. We're going to hit on all those and every single teams. But before we get into it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts on your favorite teams going into the season or on the team of each video that we will be posting. With that said, let's get into our prediction.
Previewing the Memphis Grizzlies.
The Memphis Grizzlies, last year they finished second in the West with a 51-31 record. They lost to the Lakers in the second round 4-2. And if you remember, there was a lot of chirping from Dillon Brooks. Morant was injured, and they didn't have Steven Adams. And that hurt their rebounding in such a big way. So needless to say, their offseason has been really down. There's a lot of bad vibes coming out of Memphis, which kind of leads all the way through what my preview is going to be into the predictions. So let's start with my favorite movies. Oh, that would be The Dark Knight. Anyway, favorite moves. First of all, letting Dillon Brooks go, I think that was needed. Just a little bit of an environment change. Last year, I think, when you have a player on your team that thinks they're better than what they are, it can hurt, especially if they're young. And I think Dillon Brooks young, he thinks he's better than what he is, but at the same time, he is better than what most people think he is as well. It's kind of like a double-edged sword there. But with that being said, the Memphis Grizzlies brought in Marcus Smart, which is part of my favorite moves because he's a good leader, but he is also somebody you have to watch out for because he also thinks he's better than what he is, but he's better than what most people think as well. So you kind of exchange the two. I just think Smart will be a little bit better for that team than Dillon Brooks because a little bit more of a veteran, which will be nice. He's a better leader. He's passionate, and he's going to be able to defend the guard that Morant can't. You know what I'm saying? He's a better defender than John Morant, and I think that's important. And I really like that move for the Grizzlies. My least favorite move is losing to Tyus Jones, especially because you lost Morant. Losing Morant for 25 games hurts, and I'll be honest with you, I think it was a little steep of a penalty, considering he really didn't do anything illegal. I understand maybe you need to do some sort of punishment, but 5 games, 10 games, 25 games, a third of the season is just too much. I just didn't necessarily agree with that type of punishment, but you have to deal with it now. But on top of that, you don't have Tyus Jones. So you don't really have a guy who can man the ship, so to speak, the way we've seen him in the past. Because people are like, well, they've survived without Morant before. And it's like, yeah, with Tyus Jones they have. And the rest of the team was also healthy. And the problem is now you don't have Tyus Jones, and a lot of the team is, you're having health issues already. And that gets into some of my questions and concerns about comments about the Memphis Grizzlies. So no Adams, he's out for the year. Brandon Clark, I guess, is not going to come back until at least John Morant's back. And you're missing John Morant for 25 games. How are we going to keep afloat? How is Memphis going to keep afloat? The Western Conference is so deep. To give the other teams a head start, to start behind the 8 ball, so to speak, it's not a good place to be if you're Memphis. I'm telling you right now, it's, there's 12 possible playoff play-in teams in the West, and there's only 10 spots. And to start out in a situation where you're going to have trouble rebounding, you need to develop chemistry with Marcus Smart. You don't have Brandon Clark and Steven Adams, your best rebounders, out for the season, and they hurt a lot last year with him not in there to rebound. I have bad vibes for you guys in Memphis, and I love Memphis. I love Bane. I think he's just a great shooter of the basketball. He can get buckets. I like Jaren Jackson Jr., but he'll get into foul trouble, and it's rare that he doesn't get into foul trouble, which is sad. And then with Morant being out, I have bad vibes coming from Memphis right now, and not a lot of people are talking about it, at least in the conversations that I've listened to, like podcasts and other things, about the fact that maybe Memphis is going to have a real hard time getting even into the playoffs this year. And that goes to my prediction. If every team's healthy, and we know that's not always the case, right? Like, we know there's injuries, but I don't like to predict injuries. I like to predict on what I know. What are the facts in front of me right now? The facts in front of me is that every team in the NFC, the Western Conference, is healthy right now for the most part, right? The Suns are dealing with little injuries and stuff like that, but for the most part, every team is healthy right now. You are not. You're missing your best rebounder, and you have no plan right now for that. They could make a trade, but right now they have no plan for that. You're missing your best player for 25 games, and Brandon Clark, who's probably your third or fourth best player, you're missing him as well. So to me, or fifth best player, I guess, with Jackson Jr.'s mark. So to me, I have them missing the playoffs. I have them as a lottery team. That's like my biggest surprise prediction. It's like a bold prediction. But I just think if you come out of this like 8-17, 10-20, 10-15, and then plus you need to get Ja Morant reacclimated to basketball, which he'll do fine with, but it could take a couple of days for him and Marcus Smart to figure each other out, a couple games. I just think, you start off, let's just say 10-28. No, not 10-28. I'm sorry. 10-15, and then like you lose 3 games or whatever, and you're 10-18. It's just, I don't know. Like, can you come back from that when most every playoff play-in team is going to have 40 plus wins? I just have a hard time seeing that. Now, I hope it happens, but that's just my prediction. So I have the Memphis Grizzlies missing the playoffs. They are a lottery team to me this year, and just because of everything that they have to go up against. But I hope I'm wrong. Avery, if you're watching, I hope I'm wrong. I hope your Grizzlies get in. But that's all I have for the Grizzlies. Let me know how ridiculous I am in the comments down below. Tell me what your predictions are, what you're looking forward to from the Memphis Grizzlies, and what are some of your concerns. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk to you guys. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.